about it, but when Boosie mentioned it, you really went.
The thing about people like the brother, I don't, whatever Boosie, I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? Misguidance is what causes mankind to be ignorant. You see what I mean? He was led into that dictionary. If he would have went fed, or he would have at least talked to me and said, Ralo, pull up with the paperwork and show me, because this nigga saying this about you. This nigga saying this. You could have gave me an opportunity to show you, like, look, John, this is what I'm on. Yo God was my favorite rapper all my life. But this man been fucking with me and my family and helping me with my livelihood and helping me feed my kids and shit. And looking out for my neighborhood. He the reason why he contributed to all we have today. For me to goddamn be fucking with some people and that man dead that he disliked it, and his wife, his girl out here raising a motherfucker by herself, I ain't doing that.
It's your boy P. Keep it real. You know, I always try to keep it real. So today we're gonna be watching Ralo. He gonna be calling out the real niggas that held him down in jail, the niggas that snitched on him and turned their back on him, and just overall how shit was really rocking in there, man. Let's get straight into it, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Show your boy some love. And I'll see y'all in that comment section, man. I'm commenting back on every comment, bro.
Even when Lil Baby pulled up and gave me the $50,000, that shit almost sent me to prison. But I needed that $50,000. So I got that. I had to take that with the team.
Yeah, I seen you say that. So you said Lil Baby blessed you with 50. And you said somebody else too blessed you, right?
I mean, it's a lot. It's a long name, long list, and every time I say the list, they always tell my left a nigga out. But you got your boy QCP. He looked out for me. He sent me maybe 75,000. You got Lil Baby sent me a 50 while I was in. He gave me another 50 when I got out. You got your boy Dirt. You got 21 Savage. He had gave Queen $40,000 for me. Shit, it's a long list of people. You know, Goldmouth made shower straight every 2 weeks. He put something on my book. You know, I actually had an idea. You smell me? Outside of the niggas that ran off with my money and, you know, did all that lame shit.
Yeah. So in the halfway house, you had a curfew?
That's real nigga shit, man. Niggas looked out for him, gave him that bag, you know. But that shit crazy how niggas really ran off with the nigga money, man. He gonna go deeper into it, though.
There was one informant. After a while, some of these dudes became informants that was around. Okay. You got Lil Yasky. He the one who was serving the informant from the jump. Like, he was serving them Percocet, he was serving them guns, he was serving them all kinds of shit for Pakistan without my knowledge. Because the rule was for nobody to sell drugs outside of Pakistan. You smell me? Inside of Pakistan, you couldn't sell no dope. You smell me? So that was the main rule. So they was snuck behind my back being greedy because these ATF agents, they was offering money that niggas were refusing for these guns and drugs.
What type of money?
Triple. Like, for a 22 rifle, they trying to, for a 22 assault rifle, they was giving $500. You go to the store and buy that shit for $109, $120 back then anyway.
Yeah.
You smell me? So these dudes, they couldn't see through the bullshit, and they ended up getting on their team. You know what I mean? I guess they were scared. Some of them dudes, they do not one day in jail.
Yeah. Have you watched any documentaries about yourself since you've been out?
Shit, I see a different documentary.
It's like 10 of them.
Day.
It's like 10 of them.
Every day I come out, I just go on YouTube, I see Ralo, and a lot of that shit just be.
They call you Mr. Dog Food.
Yo, that shit crazy, yo. How niggas on his team really turn informers. That shit happen every day, though. That shit wild as fuck, like. And him watching all them documentaries, niggas call him Mr. Dog Food. I wonder how he be feeling about that shit when he see that shit. Like, you feel me?
How accurate are those documentaries?
It depends on which YouTube.
The Trap Lil Ross one.
I don't even think I seen that one.
Yeah, that got like 3-4 million views.
I gotta look at it.
I don't believe that. I feel like that's cap. If you coming home looking at all these YouTube videos about Ralo and all this shit, and the biggest one that got the most views, you ain't see that one, you know YouTube pushed that shit forward, so I don't believe that.
But just overall, though, is a lot of the shit accurate?
Yeah, a lot of it accurate. I say like 80% of it.
Mm. I remember when you got locked up.
Right.
The biggest narrative on the internet was a lot of people pulled up your IG posts. They pulled up the Vlad interviews. They pulled up the showing the cash and being wild and popping your shit and blaming that on, really blaming yourself on bringing attention to you. Right. How much accountability do you put on yourself for that?
Some people don't give a fuck about no nigga flexing no money. Some people don't give a fuck about no marijuana. They don't really care for non-violent crimes really at all. But when you got people that was dying, a lot of people was getting killed. A lot of people, I wasn't in deep regret. I knew what this shit came with.
I mean, I definitely understand what he's saying when he said he knew what this shit came with. Like, I get him on that. But at the same time, bro, you gotta take some accountability. You brought so much attention and light to yourself, flashing all that money. Like you said, you wasn't making a lot of money off rap. So you coming and being a dude coming from the hood, Section 8 housing, whatever, and you showing all these lavish cars. Like, look behind him right now. He got all this money. He balling out of control. That shit puts eyes on you. Cops are humans. They could be haters too. Like, why the fuck this nigga got all this and what the fuck? We gotta start looking into this nigga. You get what I'm saying? And it puts a big fucking magnifying glass on you, a big scope on you to see what you're doing now. Before all that, nobody knew who you was. He gonna say it later. He was just a known trapper in the area. You became worldwide famous when you started doing all that shit. So I feel like you do need to take more accountability for that.
That Wednesday, right?
Yeah, land Wednesday.
Okay. And when do the feds pop out? When does that whole situation happen when you get locked up?
I can't remember what day I landed, but you gotta think about it. I'm on the tour bus. Them motherfuckers already got wires and cameras on the tour bus. Tour bus agents are working with these feds. The pilot working with these feds. I ain't got no win. You smell me? So when I put like up under my bed, I put all my money up on my bed and I go that way. You smell me? I go to Cali like that because they was on me so hard on the flights. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna take it on the bus. So I'm already on wire cameras. I'm already, as soon as so I can't tell you when they popped up because they was already there. So when we get up, so while I'm going in my spot, they got wires and cameras in this motherfucker.
Yeah. What's your relationship with I think his name is Dookie Wild?
Right.
He's been hitting me for years about an interview.
Yeah.
And
Dookie Wild gonna be Dookie Wild. You smell me?
Yeah.
You know, I wish the best for everybody. You smell me? But however, what he did was fucked up. You smell me? Me in my head with anybody around me. With anybody in the village, I always was for us. I ain't give a fuck if you go tell on him or any nigga else. I don't give a fuck what you did. That's y'all business. You smell me? But this not, if you tell on the breadwinner, the nigga that took care of you, you got to think about it. When you came in an apartment, sometimes it wasn't even no sheetrock on the wall. It wasn't no 2x4s. It wasn't no toilets. It wasn't no carpet. It wasn't no floors. It wasn't no sinks. So when you give a nigga a fresh apartment, brand new, you gave a nigga a tub, you gave a nigga some money in their pocket, and they do that to you? And they do that to you? That shit put a scar in you that can't be healed. You smell me? So it took a lot of praying. You smell me? It took a lot of praying, and you know, and it took me to get out because, you know, the best revenge is life is success. You smell me? And as you see, every day of my life I'm succeeding. Alhamdulillah.
That's crazy, bro. Nigga said he gave a nigga a brand new toilet, fresh everything, brand new apartment, and niggas still folded on him, man. Niggas ain't got no loyalty, man. That shit fucked up, man.
What was some of the craziest? Because, you know, you being locked up, it's a lot of new. You know, life goes on. People die. A lot of crazy shit happens in the real world. What was the craziest news you got while you were locked up?
The craziest news I ever got while I was locked up was a nigga called me a rat. I couldn't escape no shit like that.
I seen you real upset about that too.
Man, that shit, like, you go do all your time. You go stand on business. It's easy to tell. Any nigga go in that motherfucking tail and get right out of jail. Think about you doing 6 years, hard time, 24 hours a day. Sometimes, some months I stayed in the hole for months, not a week in the hole. You know how it feel to be in a room for 4, 5 months, can't come out that motherfucker? That ain't letting you get commissary. You suffer.
No phone calls either?
Suffer. No phone calls. Ain't letting you get no phone call. You get one phone call a month. And then a nigga call you a rat. But that shit drive you the motherfucker crazy. You stood on business. You could have did that. Could have did that. You know what I mean? So like that was like probably the worst shit. I had to really lose my mind to come out of that.
Was that one of the co-defendants or somebody who started that?
A nigga that wasn't even on the case. It'd be like
that shit crazy, man. That shit gotta hurt. You out here really standing on business. You ain't telling nobody. You did your time like a real man. Niggas out here spreading narratives that you a rat, bro. It's one of the hardest things you gotta ever deal with, bro. Especially coming from environments that we come from, like
that. Nigga ain't even got nothing to do with nothing. They just be trying to do anything for Instagram, likes and views.
I seen you were upset about it, but when Boosie mentioned it, you really went.
The thing about people Boosie. Like the brother, I don't whatever Boosie. I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? Misguidance is what causes mankind to be ignorant. You know what I mean? He was led into that dictionary. If he would have went fed, or he would have at least talked to me and said, Ralo, pull up with the paperwork and show me, because this nigga saying this about you. This nigga saying this. You could have gave me an opportunity to show you, like, look, John, this is what I'm on. But now, but what people are generally, if a nigga say something bad about you that ain't true, or possibly they want that shit to be true. They wish that upon you. Because if a nigga, if Goldmar do some lame shit, or any nigga I love, if my bitch do some lame shit, if a nigga tell me a nigga fucking my bitch right now while me and you talking, I'm like, hell nah, that ain't going on. It's gotta be something else to this. It's got to be something else to this. I ain't gonna let no shit, can't no nigga tell me nothing about my people without me going to my people and being able to say, hey, what's going on? You smell me? What's going on? Tell me, show me what's going on. If he would have done that, then we wouldn't be here today. If niggas would have did their investigation, their proper investigation, what's going on? Let me hear the whole phone call. Let me hear this. Let me do that. If you do your proper investigation, then you'll get the truth. You smell me? Investigate. That's what the feds do. I would have never did that to a nigga. I would have never did it.
Have you spoke to him?
That's a fact, bro. I feel him on that. Boosie a goofy ass nigga for doing that, bro. Like, him and Ralo was cool. They got mutual friends, and somebody go and tell you that Ralo out here snitching or turned his back on Pakistan the Hood or whatever, and then without even calling him or reaching out to him, Boosie got a big voice in the South. You just push that narrative that he told he a rat, all type of stuff. Like, this shit crazy, bro. This supposed to be your man's, bro. And you done turned on him this some sour shit. It make me think that whole situation in Boosie and Young Blue and his brother, like Boosie capping now. Like, feel me? I used to really think Boosie was a real nigga. But hearing Ralo say this shit make me think a lot different about him. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Sense.
I mean, we speak through, I represent where I'm finna lose. I stay down for I talk to his mom. I do right by my people that's in jail, because I was in jail.
Right.
Niggas that's dead and all that type of shit. We have mutual friends, but whenever he read, I'm not in denial. Like, let's talk. Like, whenever I ain't got no pride issue. Some of these niggas, they get some money and they just think they too good. But I'm not that nigga. You smell me? You right now you can pull up. Right now, nigga, you can come give me a one.
The dog situation.
Right.
When you heard that news.
I don't allow my goddamn mind. I lost my cell phone that day. See, dog, whenever I had phones and shit in the junk, man, dog would sit on the phone 3-4 hours. You smell me? Just talking, just vibing. You know what I'm saying? This one of the niggas that when Queen sent him over songs for me, he jumped right on it. Whenever any one of my people be around him and say a free Ralo thing, he do it. Whenever my family needed some money, he send it. You smell me? So like with Dolph, I gotta choose that side. Why? That man in the ground. He got kids out this motherfucker that growing up without a dad. How the fuck I look? I ain't got no beef with your guy or nobody that's with him. Or whatever. I ain't saying he did it. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
Whoever did whatever they did. But me to be fucking with a nigga that this man was hating, your guy was my favorite rapper all my life. But this man been fucking with me and my family and helping me with my livelihood and helping me feed my kids and shit. and looking out for my neighborhood. He the reason why he contributed to all we have today. For me to goddamn be fucking with some people and that man dead that he disliked it, and his wife, his girl out here raising them motherfucker by herself, I ain't doing that. I ain't saying I'm finna go over here and step on home and do none of that shit. I'm just saying it ain't the right thing to do.
If the dog shit messed up, it shit fucked up.
That shit was crazy. But yo, look at my boy say cheese with his stomach all out. You know that nigga hot out there, bro, doing that interview. But nah, I feel that nigga, man. That Dolph shit was crazy. You know, Ralo really rock with Dolph. And you know that CMG shit. That shit got me wild, nigga, because Yo Gotti one of my favorite rappers too. And it's like how you grow up listening to a nigga, loving a nigga, and then you actually get cool in real life with his ops. And it's like, damn, the nigga damn near raised you through music. But now you and his ops like best friends because you done really met the nigga and built a brotherhood with that nigga. That shit wild, bro.
The rap game up for a long time.
I mean, it's different from the rap game than actually being around a person.
Yeah.
Man, that brother was a good dude, man. That brother ain't never tried me for a feature. That brother ain't never tried me. He ain't even say, Rallo's there by my clothes to pull up at the video shoot. This nigga pull up after he got shot with the sling on, nigga, and come shoot the video. Yeah, he ballet with a motherfucking walk. Hell nah, boy, I done want to cry till now. Yeah. I love that boy. I love him to death. I'm forever with him. I'm standing on that. Hell nah, I ain't going. Sims, you just had a massive wave. They had ESC, they had my boy 42, he had a massive campaign to the point where niggas was scared to say Long Live Dolph.
Yeah.
Niggas was like, I ain't saying that because if I say that, then I'm gonna be blackballed from these individuals. You know what I'm saying? But you know me, I be when you just like I said, if you need this other individual, it's like fuck them. I don't need them niggas. Not saying they fucked up people, but I don't need them. You smell me?
Yeah.
I'm a rep for a dead man. I feel like most niggas dead is in prison are real niggas anyway.
That's a fact though, man. CMG definitely had niggas shook to even say Long Live Dolph. Like you heard a lot of fans saying it, but rappers, niggas was not saying that, man. Like he said, he had ESTG, 42 Doug, Moneybag Yo, Yo Gotti. Like that shit was a wild war, man. And he was behind the wall for the whole shit. So to hear his take on it, it's crazy, bro.
So, you know, these niggas just alive doing so much lame ass shit to
and I think you and Rich Homie Quan were at odds. Have y'all spoke since?
I think that was just rap shit. You know, I don't ever underestimate nobody or I don't estimate no enemy because you know he probably got some niggas willing to crash out. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, you know, I was a young ignorant nigga. You know, still today I get ignorant. I still do stupid shit at times. You know what I'm saying? But today I just have a massive amount of knowledge to the point where why do that? I mean, he did some lying shit. He probably still do some lying shit. But niggas do lying shit every day. And you know, I shouldn't even went there. You know what I mean? If
you could tell them niggas in the hood. You see how he looking around, trying to make sure what's going around his surroundings. That shit's still real out there for them niggas, man.
If you feed a dummy, the dummy get big. You know what I mean? So that was dumb shit that I fed, and I was having fun because I'm used to being in school and punching niggas ass out that went back that shit. You smell me? Or being in jail, telling nigga I'm using the phone for a certain many hours and you gonna use it for this many hours. So I guess I was used to kind of bullying and shit. And he was one of the dudes I chose as prey. Not saying he a pussy, you know what I'm saying? And I was ready for whatever came with whatever he was on. You smell me?
Yeah. Gucci Mane.
Right.
He's somebody that you signed to early, right? You signed to, it wasn't 10, was it 10,
17? 10-17 Eskimo. That
okay, Eskimo.
Time, yeah.
Yeah, and then you shortly bought yourself out of the deal?
Right. Because, you know, the thing with me, I teamed up with WAP. I was thinking that we was going to do like some key Glock and
like some massive shit.
Some key Glock and dog shit. Yeah. You smell me? And, maybe I wasn't worthy of that to him in his eyes. You smell me? Because I ain't never shot a video with him, but, you know, I always looked up to him.
What year was this? Like 16?
That was 16 going into 17.
That's crazy. Nigga said maybe I wasn't worthy of that to him, yo. That shit wild. And we see what happened with Gucci Mane and all his other artists. So hearing this shit from a nigga that survived and is out of jail, it's good to hear his take on this shit, like for real.
He was the first artist he had signed when he got out of prison. And that meant a lot to me. But
as of late, you know, Gucci has the new 1017
right.
With Pooh Shiesty, Big Scar, Enchanting. He had Hot Boy West. A lot of great talent. Right. Pooh Shiesty left a mark on the game. But
make a bit
a lot of people, it's mixed reviews because a lot of that whole roster is either dead or in jail. I mean, you got Big Walk Dog out right now still doing this thing. But what's your thoughts on that? Because, I mean, you dealt with him before. You could speak from experience. A lot of people like to throw shade on Gucci. Right. Is it an executive thing or is it an artist thing?
You know what I mean? So whenever we sign the artists and shit, we have to be mindful of that's like inheriting a kid. So whenever you inherit a kid, you got to think about the household. You got to think about, you know, where you don't want your kid to be at, or what you want your kid on, because you raising them in this game. Because the rap game is a whole total different game. So I think what's missing is that father figure that we can call his artist. So
that's a fact, man. I feel that's a big thing that Ralo just said. Like Gucci missing that father figure, like thing, like taking these rappers under your wing and really, you know, molding them and teaching them the game. Because a lot of these dudes are street dudes coming out of the street and they don't know how to move in the industry. And when you just sign somebody and just, all right, go ahead, do your thing, I'm gonna make my little money off you. We see how that worked out. Niggas is dead or in jail. I just did a video about the shit. Gucci Mane curse, like. So I feel what Ralo's saying 100%. And I feel like Gucci being close to Ralo and knowing it seemed like he coming from a sincere place in his heart. He should take heed to this because now he's trying to start a new label. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Take heed to your people that really rock with you and they telling you truth from a pure place in their heart.
We still got to understand that we need that father figure in our CEOs. We need that embracement to teach us the game, to tell us not to do certain things. So that's what's missing in my opinion.
Yeah, but a lot of times as a CEO, you don't know, these artists live a double life.
Right.
They, you know, you see the artistry in them, you see them go to the studio, but then when they go back home, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know if they popping perks. You don't know if they selling drugs. You don't know what they're doing. You could be a good mentor, but when they go home, they're away from you. You feel me?
Well, I understand feeling.
I mean, I understand that too, but at the same time, yes and no. Like, you know what you're signing, you know what you're getting yourself up for, and it's up to you to be ready for that task if you're going to take that task on.
And having a label is like having a household. And having a label is like having a household. So just like we go downstairs and tell our kids, did you wash the dishes in the kitchen? Did you clean the backyard? Did you make up your bed and things of that matter? We have to look at our artists like that. You smell me? And that's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Some of us popping off and be able to accomplish success without it, but that's rare. You smell me? You got to nurture your artists and stuff like that. And I ain't saying, I just don't think that he have time for that shit. And the man done put in too much work.
Yeah, man. Ralo just said a lot of shit, man, with the whole Gucci Mane shit. And, you know, all the shit he really went through in jail. Niggas turned his back on him. This interview was dope. It was a few things in here I wanted to show y'all niggas. Go check the interview out and say cheese, you know. Leave the link in the description. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one, man. I feel like this was a dope interview. Ralo, a real stand-up legend in the hood. So, hey, man, if you keep it real, you know, I always try to keep it real. Let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comments, man. Like, share, and subscribe.